Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Ash and I'm here with a review for Cosmic Pebble on PC. Now, this released on the 24th of July 2024, developed and published by a solo dev, and I'm going to butcher the name right here, so I absolutely apologise. It's Giannis Mavroeidis. Apologies, I've probably absolutely ruined that. I don't mean to, I'm just rubbish with pronunciation, guys. I'm sorry. But anyway, this is a challenging 2D platformer game that honestly gives me vibes of like Super Meat Boy in terms of like having to avoid all those environmental hazards, spikes, traps, everything falling to your death, lasers, dying tons of times, restarting, trying to get quickest time possible, running away from like giant enemies, sort of, or traps, and taking on bosses. And honestly, it's all combined into quite a nice little story as well. Now, this is a sort of sci-fi story where you're on the planet Pebble, and it's about disability as well, which I thought was really good. It doesn't like shove it down your face or anything like that, but it's really well done, and like in between each of the levels there's a bit more story playing out. Now, each of the levels are quite short in terms of like length. You could blitz through them, and according to the leaderboards, people really are blitzing through them. I mean, I'm not. I died so many times on every single attempt that it took me many attempts to get through them. But if you know what you're doing, if you're really good at these sort of platforming-esque games, you'll probably blitz through it. Now, for me, I am an enjoyer of these games, but my coordination and sort of reflexes absolutely suck. Thankfully, you can play this game with a controller, not just a keyboard, which is nice. Thank you very much for that, guys. And two, there's two difficulty modes. You can have like a simple mode, which makes things a little bit easier. You get a bit like longer when you're aiming and stuff like that. It slows it down. Bosses are a bit easier. Or you have the full fat hardcore mode where it gives you a real challenge and you will die over and over and over and over. Now, I really enjoyed this game. The graphic style is very simplistic, but I think that adds to the charm, especially on like the narrative sections with the character art and everything like that. Gameplay, it's really solid. Like, it's very reactive. It's very twitchy. Like, you have to be very quick. You have to jump at just the right times at sections. The level design is really interesting. And not only do you have the platforming, you also have the boomerang mechanic, which you have to use to sort of hit like buttons to maybe switch things off or open up platforms or put them out so you don't fall to your death and stuff like that, which I thought was really cool. The aim of each level is basically to get to the flagpole at the end. Now, at the end of each area, there is a sort of boss fight to deal with, either like avoiding the attack patterns of a boss as well as the environment, or sort of like running away from like the first like boss is basically it's a wall of spikes chasing after you, and you have to sort of progress through without dying and get to the end before you get caught, which I thought was cool. Now, in all of the levels as well, there are these collectible cookies. Now, you collect these cookies and you use them to unlock cosmetics, which are cool, and it gives you a reason to sort of go outside of the sort of standard path. Now, if you're going for like the quickest time, you'd obviously avoid them, but it gives you that bit of replayability to sort of go back and then look specifically, like maybe go a different route to get these cookies. It's a little bit harder as well, I found, to get some of them, but it's a nice little challenge. Now, like I say, I am not the master at these games. I hold my hands up. I'm pretty rubbish at them, but I had a ton of fun playing it. And I think you guys will too. If you like things like Super Meat Boy and those style games, definitely check this one out. There's a demo available on Steam, so there's no excuse for not playing it. You should go on, download it, and see for yourself. It's priced at $4.29 as well, which is a fantastic price. It has Xbox and PlayStation controller support, as well as supporting Steam achievements. And while it's not like verified for Steam Deck or anything like that, the fact that it works with a controller and the graphical style, I think it would work really well on the go. So I hope it does get verified in the near future, because this would be a fun little game. Like, this is something that I think like Switch players would really get into, I'm not going to lie. But it's nice, it's really charming, the story's like not shoving it down your throat, it's very sweet and stuff like that. Done a fantastic job with the whole thing. I like the simplistic art style, it works in its favour, I feel. The sound's great in the game as well, and like I said, it was so smooth, the platform and the jumping, everything was like really, really accurate, like where you land, where you jump and stuff like that. It's all dependent on your skill level, and thankfully it has like a easy mode for people such as myself. So check this one out, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you soon for more gaming content, guys. Bye for now.